on the board, we have got our chart. You will see a chart exactly like this on your quiz. On Thursday, you need to completely fill it in by heart because this is kind of like your special numbers from the English customary section where you need to know it in order to do all of the measurements and all the converting that we're going to do. You have to have this memorized, which is why yesterday we had a special sentence that helps you remember the prefixes, the metric prefixes in order. Who thinks they can remember the special sentence, that strange sentence that's going to help you remember the prefixes? Raise your hand if you know it so I can see hands down if you don't remember that special sentence. Raise your hands, I want to see who knows it. Your hand is down, you're like, I don't remember that sentence. That goes up here, the middle word is by. Raise your hand if you remember it. You're going to need to memorize that by the day after tomorrow because that sentence helps you remember your prefixes. All right, give it to me, Jackson.
King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk.
Yes. You're going to need to fill that in the top of your chart on your quiz. It helps you remember the order of all of the prefixes. King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. Have that line memorized. It will be completely blank, and you need to fill that in. That's your first question on your quiz. Juliet?
My uncle, when I was talking about this with him last night, because he was just talking a bit with it, he said, have you learned, please excuse my drank salad?
We are heading to that in math, yes.
What is that?
It's an order of operations for math. Yes. Well, that's a math sentence that we will use that this year. Yes. Tell your uncle. Yes, we will. Zachary.
Is it going to say by basic units there?
I'm not sure if it will say that or not. You might need to fill that in also. Okay. King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. Underneath here, we're going to fill in all the prefixes, but in the middle, the by is for the base unit. You will need to know in your mind there's no word banks for this. This has to be memorized because there's going to be no word banks when you are doing the converting measurements. So you have to know by memory the 3 base units in the metric system. The bases that you put all the prefix in front of. If I asked you, what is the base metric unit for measuring length? It's the base part that you add all the prefixes to. How do you measure length in the metric system? Raise your hand if you know it. What that base length measurement is. You're going to put all the prefixes before this word that measures length. Zachary?
Meter?
The meter. The meter stick, right? A meter is the base measurement for length. It's just going to straight up ask you that. What is the base unit measurement in the metric system for length? And you need to write out meter, M-E-T-E-R, spelled correctly. So, under the base unit, I have nowhere to really write it here, but I'm going to try to write it in here. It's going to be meter is the unit for length. You have to know which one goes with which. Does anybody know which base unit in the metric system is used for weight? What's the base that we're going to put in all of these? And we're going to have a prefix in front of it that kind of clarifies how big or small it is for weight in the metric system. If your hand is down, that means you don't know. All right? All of you don't know? No ideas, no thoughts, no guesses on weight in the metric system. The base unit is Kurt.
Drinking.
What?
Okay?
Grams.
Grams. The weight.
It's in the drinking column.
Nope, it's not. These are the base units right in the middle.
Yeah.
So for weight, it's going to be the gram. What about for volume or capacity when you're measuring liquids, right? The capacity of a container or the volume of a liquid In the metric system, the base unit that you're going to put all those prefixes in front of for volume is going to be, Lydia,
Liter.
liter. You have to have these memorized. Liter, meter, and gram. Spelled correctly, matching up with length, weight, and volume. That's the base. Now, we are going to put prefixes in front of that to say 1/10 of a meter, or 1/100th of a meter, or 1/1000th of a meter, or 10 times a meter, or 100 times a meter, or 1,000 times a meter. But the meter's the base. Okay, so now you're going to need to fill in on your quiz. You're going to need to look here and say, king. It gives me a clue for what the prefix is all the way over here for king. Who knows what it is? Who studied last night or has a good memory and can remember what the prefix is that you put before a word over here under K? Joey? Nope, because it starts with a K. All of these help you know because it starts with these letters. So what starts with a K? Romy?
Kilo.
Yes, good job. And you weren't even here, were you? Kilo. So you are going to put here kilo. And who can tell me how much a kilo is compared to the base, compared to a gram, a meter, or a liter? This one is worth how much? 1/10 of it, 100 times. How much is this one worth? A kilo is worth what of the base? Kayla? It's worth 1,000 times the base. Let's move over to Henry. So it starts with an H. What is the prefix that goes before the base right here? Gabby? Hecto. And hecto, spelled correctly, hecto, right? We put that little dash because it goes before the base. So it's hectometer, hectogram, hectoliter. And this one is worth how much of the base? How much of the base? If your hand is down, you're like, yeah, I have no idea. Don't keep your hand down because you're lazy and you want somebody else to answer it. If you know the answer, raise it up. Cece, what do you think? It's worth how much? 100 times. Awesome. What about died? King Henry died. So we know it starts with a D. Abby? Abby? Abby?
Decto, I don't really remember it. I got no.
Shepherd?
Deca.
Deca, how do you spell Deca?
D-E-K.
D-E-K-A with a dash. That means it's a prefix. And it's worth how much of the base? Juliet? 10 times. So this is your quiz. I'm showing you your quiz right now. You get a blank chart and you have to fill all this in on your own. So you're gonna have to memorize it. Let's move over past the base. Now we're on this side. This side is actually just partial parts of the base. Right? There it's bigger than the base. Here it's smaller. So drinking, so obviously it starts with a D. What is our prefix here? Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people know this one. Eli?
Oh.
You don't know that one? Zachary?
I was gonna know the other
Pronounce
D.
it, but I think I know it's spelled.
How do you spell it?
D-E-N-I-T. T-O.
Nope. You have the first two letters right. Gabby? Deci. D-E-C-I. So you have a decimeter, decigram, deciliter, and it's worth how much of the base? How much of the base? Jaden? It's only worth 1/10. You can write that as a decimal or as a fraction. 1/10. Let's move over to chocolate. What is this one? What's the prefix here, Eli?
Center.
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 No, it's center with an I. And how much of the base is that one worth? Yes.
0.01.
Which is a
1,000. No, 100.
100. And last but not least, we have the M, which is Joey. Milla. M-I-L-L-I. 2 L's. And that's worth how much, Joey? It's worth 1,000th or 1,000th. Good. Now, that's all review from yesterday. Your quiz is on that plus what we learned today, which is now converting. If you have this many centimeters, how many meters is that going back and forth? So watch this. This is how we are going to know. Let me erase this and go to some examples. All right.
Why does it just say King Henry died of drinking?
King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk.
Yeah, but on your thing, it doesn't say chocolate milk.
It didn't?
Yes, it does.
No, not on that page. On when she clicked on
The
it,
previous
it only
one?
said drinking.
It said drinking chocolate.
No,
All right.
not on
By
this.
drinking.
Not on that.
Before it says drinking chocolate.
Look, see? Wait, no, move.
Okay.
Look, see? By drinking.
But it's because there's not enough.
I know.
All right, hold on, everybody. Here we go. We are going to try.
No, it did. I was just underlining it. Oh, wow.
All right. So, here is how we are going to convert back and forth between these measurements. Let's look at this example first. Okay, if you say, I have something, all right, nobody needs your whiteboards, put all markers down. Put all markers down. I need all of your eyes up here, right? Because if you zone out for this 5 minutes, then I'll hand out a worksheet and you won't know what you're doing. So you gotta watch up here, eyes up here. I'll wait for all 18 pairs of eyes. Okay, turn around in your chair so you're facing forward, that'll help. Right, all the way towards the front. Yep, there we go. Super much better. Okay, now look up here. If we have 7 centimeters, 7 centimeters, and you say, how many meters is that? It's kind of like when we change back and forth between inches to feet or feet to yards. It's saying you want to go from centimeters to meters. Okay, you have 7 centimeters. So you are going right here, you have to find the centimeters, and you are going to go over here to meters. All right, I have to wait. We got a few people playing with their pencils and things. Put that down, please. All right, whatever you're playing with. Okay. All right, so look, you're going to go from centimeters over to the left once, 2 spots. Does everybody see that? From centimeters to meters, you go over 1, 2 spots to the left. You know what is so easy about this metric system? When you're converting, all you need to do, no math, no special numbers, all you need to do is take your finger and say, oh, I'm moving from centimeters to meters, 2 spots to the left. So I'm going to take my decimal point. Where's my decimal point in that whole number? Where is it right now? It's not shown, but where is it always in a whole number, Shepherd?
Behind it.
It's right here, right? That's kind of just known. So all you do, hold on for this, whatever you did with your finger, you do with the decimal point. I move to the left 1, 2 spots. I move this to the left 1, 2 spots, and I put it right here. So this spot right here, there has to be a 0, right? I moved it from there to there. So my answer, 7 centimeters equals 7/100ths of a meter. Super easy. Let's try a few examples. Hold on. Let me erase this. All right, let's go to here. Let's do this one right here. It says 7 meters. This is why you have to have this memorized. Because on your quiz, you're gonna have to write out this and then you're gonna use it to do all of your conversions that are on your quiz. You're gonna say 7 meters and it's moving it to millimeters. So you find your meters spot and you say you're gonna move it once, twice, 3 times over here to the millimeter spot. So if you move your finger once, twice, 3 times over, what do you do with this 7? Well, 7, the decimal point would be right here. You're going to move it over once, twice, 3 times, and your decimal point is going to go right there. So we need to put a 0 here, and here, and here. Do this really neatly, right? Otherwise you can, so watch. If it was here, 1, 2, 3. Double check it when you get done. Make sure you did it the right way. So your new answer is 7,000. So 7 meters equals 7,000 millimeters, which makes sense because a millimeter is 1,000 fits in there. So 7,000 would fit in 7. Does that make sense? Okay, Romy, I'm going to ask that you put away your pens and pencils and that you watch up here on the board how we're doing these, okay? Otherwise you won't know how to do them when we finish up. All right, let's go up to the next one. We've got 0.7 kilograms or 7/10 of a kilogram, and it wants to change it over to decagrams. Here's what this means, DAG. This one, look at the abbreviations. This abbreviation is a K, this is an H, this is M, L, G, D, C, M. Well, the problem is with deca is that we already used the D. So you know when it's decagram, it's this one right here, not decit. Does that make sense?
It looks like it says dog.
It looks like this dog, but it's D-A-G, decagram. On your quiz, don't mix that up, guys. Know that that's decagram, this one here. So 0.7 kilograms or 7/10 of a kilogram equals how many decagrams? Well, you're going from kilograms to decagrams. So what is that? Kilograms to decagrams. That means you're moving it once, twice over. We start with 0.7. If you move it over to the right twice, Shepherd, put that down. If you move it over twice, you're going to go once, twice, and you're going to put the decimal point right here, which means it needs a 0 right there. So our answer is 70. All right? Does that make sense? Let's try.
Wait, is the bottom one the same thing?
Yeah, it just rewrote it. Okay, so let me give you a sample and see if you can do it. Does everybody have a whiteboard?
Nope.
All right, you should have got one if you are morning ready. If you don't, it costs you a dojo dollar because you didn't get morning ready with your whiteboard out.
People got a whiteboard. But we never used that.
If you had it out, then you don't lose a dojo dollar because you are morning ready.
Yay.
Okay, here is my example to you. Ready? If I have, all right, hurry. Those of you going to grab whiteboards, remember when you come in every single day, part of getting ready for the day means grabbing a whiteboard and putting it at your spot. Thank you. That way it helps us to not waste time during our lesson. Okay, everybody quiet. Nobody sharing answers with your neighbor. Here's my little quiz. I'm going to give you like, maybe, let's see how much we have time for. I'm going to try for 10 problems. Let's see how many out of 10 you can get right. Okay, I'm going to leave this on the board because I'm going to assume that by the day after tomorrow, all of you will have this memorized. This won't be on your quiz. What happens on the 10 problems on the quiz where you need to do the converting if you did your chart wrong?
Then you get the whole thing.
All of your computing, all of your converting will all be wrong because you didn't know the chart. That's why I gave you 1, 2, 3 nights to get ready for this because I want you to know that chart. So make sure tonight you've got still Tuesday night and Wednesday night to study. You have to know this. Really, you don't need to study the converting too much. You don't need to study the converting too much. You're going to know how to do that by the end of today. But what you do need to take these 3 nights to do is to memorize your King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk, right? So kilo, hecto, deca, base, deci, centa, milla. Just know that off the top of your head. Here we go. Okay, so don't pay attention to this right here. We're not doing any of this. But my question for you, and you can use this as, you can kind of use your finger. What about if I have 200, so note, where's the decimal point right now? Right here, right? What if I have 200, I'm gonna go with deciliters. 200 deciliters, I want to know that equals how many liters? Okay, don't say anything. Keep your answer covered, or actually, it's fine. You can flip it over, and I'll tell you if you're right. Let me figure it out myself.
Wait, can you say that again?
200 deciliters
Yeah.
to liters. So you're going from deciliters to liters. So what are you going to do with that decimal point? Yes? No? Who's got it for me? No? No? Yes?
Yeah.
So you're taking this number and you're moving the decimal point. So there should be no other numbers other than something with the no. You have to move that decimal point over. No. No. Who's going to get it? Gabby, yes. Kurt, yes. So what is that? Get rid of anything else, right? But get rid of what's behind the decimal. No, yes. No, no, no. I can't quite read that. I don't know. That's not right. Yes.
Yes.
You don't put decimal points behind numbers. Yes, yes, no. Okay. Did everybody have a chance? That was your first one. If you didn't get it, that's okay. If you did, give yourself a point. No. So watch me do this so that you can get the second one correct. Everybody, eyes up here. Watch me do this. I am going from a deciliter to a liter. So look, deciliter to a liter. That means I moved it one spot to the left. So I'm going to take my decimal point, which is right there, and move it one spot to the left. That gives me 20.0. I do not need to put 0.0, so my answer would just be 20. Questions before we try number 2? Give yourself a point if you got it correct. Juliet, question. Got a question?
I thought it was Deca.
You thought it was deca. So deca would be D-A. Deca is just the D. The only one that has 2 letters is deca. That one's special. All right, here's my next problem. Let's see how many of you can get this one correct. Let's do, okay, don't talk to your neighbor. Just be focused. Don't be turned around. Let's do 40 millimeters equals how many meters? 40 millimeters equals how many meters? Move that decimal point, kind of like move that bus. Yes, Shepherd. No. You shouldn't have any ones. There's no ones in our number. It's just 4 and 0. So you can't have any extra. No, no. Yes, Kayla.
Is that right?
2,000, no. Romy, that would be 2,000. You got a 4 and a 0. Those are the only digits. No, no. 300, you have to keep these numbers. You're only moving the decimal point. So you're only moving decimal points. So it has to have a 4 and a 0 and a bunch more zeros somewhere. You're only using that. Yes. That last 0 you don't need though. Don't get rid of any extra zeros. No. No. No, only a few of you got this one.
Wait.
That's second point.
Nope, I don't see anybody yet.
No.
Nope.
Wait, let me do it.
Okay, watch me do this.
I'm going to
What do I do it?
I can't see it. Juliet, can you just make it nice and big because your handwriting is so tiny I can't see it way up here. Okay, watch me. Yes. No. No. Okay, everybody's eyes up here, especially if you're not getting it correct. I need all eyes up here. All eyes up here. So do that. Make sure your eyes are up here. Cece, eyes are up here, not to the back of the room, okay? So watch. If I'm going from millimeters to meters, it's this simple, watch. Millimeters to meters. That means I'm going to move the decimal point. I don't change any numbers. Those of you who are coming up with like 1, 2,000, 400, 300, look it. We're only using this right here with a decimal point. So you've got 40 with a decimal point right there. That's what we have. But you need to move the decimal point over 1, 2, 3 places. So watch me move the decimal point. 1, 2, 3 spaces to right there. So now, get rid of the decimal point where it was. You moved it 1, 2, 3 spots. 0.040. You don't need this 0 at the end. That has no point. So now you have 4 hundredths. All you did is move the decimal point. That's all you're doing. Take your finger, move it over, and move the decimal point to match. That's it. No changing numbers, no computing. All right, we're going to take number 3. Let's see how many of you we can get number 3 correct. Let's try it. Let's take this same thing and let's change it. Let's go 40 meters and change it to millimeters. 40 meters is how many millimeters? Okay, no, we're not going to take any guesses. What you're going to do is you're going to look at how many spaces you move if you're going from a meter to a millimeter. And you're going to do the same thing to the decimal. So I should see you guys going like this. And then I should see you moving that decimal point over. Let me check myself. 1, 2. Yes, and Shepherd is a yes. No. Which way are you moving the decimal point? Nope, nope, nope. Yes. You're right, and you are right, and you are right. No, no. Abby, yes.
What? I'm actually smart.
Good job. What is that? Is that a decimal? Is that a comma? So you, nope. Okay, everybody's eyes up here. Yes. No. No. Okay, so if I'm moving all eyes up here, I'm missing these people's eyes back here, waiting for Romy's eyes, waiting for Kurt's eyes, waiting for some eyeballs, right here, waiting for some eyes. Okay, look it. If I'm going from a meter to a millimeter, I'm going to the right. How many times? 1, 2, 3 times to the right. So I take that 40, which has a decimal point right here, and I move it to the right. Those of you that are going left, you have to go to the right. 1, 2, 3 spots. So it goes there now, and I have a 0, and a 0, and a 0. That means my answer is 40,000. Move your decimal point the same way that you go, right? Move it the same way you go. All right, that was our third one. Okay, time number 4. I'm going to hope that half of us get it right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I need 8 people to get this right. Okay, we can do it. Let's do it. Here we go. Here's the problem. I need 8 of you to come through on this one. Let's do. Okay, don't say anything. No talking. Not a word. Not a word. Not a word. Not a word. No. Yes. We got 1 right. No. We got 2 right. I can't see that. No, that's not right. No. No. Yes, we got 3 right. Come on, come on. 4 right.
You each get a Joker going.
5 right.
That's cool.
5 right, 5 right. Nope, nope, nope. I need 3 more. Nope. Yes. 6 right.
Finally got one right.
Anybody left? Was that your first try or was that your second try at it? First try, okay, yes. Yes, that was your second try. We need 1 more. Is there 1 more that got it right on your first try? 1 more, 1 more, 1 more?
No, she didn't get it right.
I have problems.
Nope. Okay, guys, we are so close.
Don't let it change it.
Yes.
Wait, Jackson.
I'm sorry, guys. Wait.
Jackson got it right.
Wait.
He has 21,000.
Was that your first try, Jackson? No. So we need it on your first try. Okay. Here we go. Moving on, Kayla, quickly. Shh. I need you guys back here to be quiet in between, okay? Because it's taking us too long to get in between these. Yes, Kayla. Nope. MM and M. Millimeter and meter. Got it? Here we go. We're going to try again, guys. We need to get at least half. We need to work up to 100% so that you guys are ready for this quiz. So, all right, be careful. All you're doing, guys, is move your finger. And the same direction your finger moves, the decimal moves. The same direction and same amount of times. Not even any math, not even any high-tech science, just like move the decimal points.
That's high-tech science.
Yeah, no, that's not high-tech science. Here we go. Okay.
Your body.
Let's go. Let's go with 2,100 centiliters equals how many liters? Pay attention to which direction you're moving the decimal and how many times. Which direction and how many times. From a centiliter to a liter. Yes, Shepherd, that's correct. No. Yes, which direction are you moving it, Lydia? Which direction? No. No. Which direction? Cece, yes. Juliet, yes. No. Which direction are you moving it? Yes. 5 correct. You can stay in your seat. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yes. We got 8.
I'm insane.
Yes, Luigi. Kurt, which direction are you moving the decimal? Which way? This way. Which way did you move your decimal? Which way did you move your decimal? No. Which way did you use your, look at yours. You moved your decimal to the right. No, from your point of view, it's the same way. Kurt, you moved yours. Bring it up here. When you're looking at your number, you should have moved it from right here. You should have moved it once, twice to the left, and you moved it all the way over here. From where did your?
This is what it should have looked like. The end.
Right. Where's your decimal starting out at?
20.
Behind the 21. So what is all?
If I did that, would I get right?
No.
This is how you do it.
Kurt.
So, you do this, you had the decimal, then you move it 2 times over, then you had that decimal, erase those zeros, and then there you go, 21.
All right, Cece. Stay turned around. Okay, Kurt, come on up here. Kurt, you're gonna do this one. Yes. Okay, Kurt. If I have 20, I'm gonna wait, guys. People in the back of the room, I don't want you to talk in between every problem. Thank you. I want to go from one problem. I want to go right to the next one. We don't need to stop. Okay, Kurt, 2,100. Where is the decimal currently in 2,100? Where is it?
Right here.
Yes. 2100. All right, everybody watch, because his problem might be the same one that you're having, okay? Because lots of you have some wonky answers. So 2,100, Kurt. So look up here. Here, let me keep this for a second so you can look. So when we go from centiliters to liters, we are moving once, twice to the left. We're all doing it, no matter which way you're facing, you're moving it to the left. So move that decimal point 2 spots to the left.
Right here.
Yes. Got it? Does that make sense?
What if you don't have any zeros in the problem?
So if you had 21 and you had that right there, you would move it 1, 2 spots to the left. Or if you had this, Kurt, if
Would you
you
put a 0 there then?
yes, if you had 2. What if this said 2 centiliters? Everybody watching up here, because you may have the same question. If this was 2 centiliters, watch me move the decimal 2 spots to the left. I've got 2. I've got the decimal. Now I move it once. Let's try that again. Once, twice to the left. And then I have to add that 0. Goes right there. Well, I have to put a 0 right there. Got it? Yeah? Okay, let's try. I think you got this next time. That probably will help a lot of you that had that similar question. Here we go. Thank you, thank you. Let's try this one. We have time for probably 1, maybe 2 more if we don't talk in between them. Okay? Let's try.
Wait, but I thought we were only halfway.
Well, we're probably going to run out of time.
Because we gotta start counting them. Yeah, we gotta
It's 24.
Okay, let's look up there. 812 kilometers equals how many hectometers? Kilometers to hectometers. Yes. Yes. So you're saying 812 kilometers equals 812 hectometers. They're the same. They can't be the same. Kurt, you have to have the same digits, right? 8, 1, and 2 would never change. You don't want to change the number. So 812 here, and you're saying 812 there also. They can't be the same though, right? No, yours are saying the same too.
No, that's the same as mine. That's the same as mine.
Nope. Those of you that are saying 812, you wouldn't have 812 kilometers equals 812 hectometers. Go sit. I can see your board from here. Go see. Okay, can you just write it really big so I can see it? Rather than write it tiny, tiny and run up to me, why don't you just write it nice and big so I can see it, okay? Yes, that is correct. Kurt, you're saying 812 kilometers equals 812 hectometers. You didn't change the decimal point anywhere, right? So where are you going to change that to? Yes, Lydia. Yes, ma'am. Yes, and yes, and yes, and yes, and no. You moved it the wrong way, Juliet. You moved it to the left, but we're moving to the right. Okay, you didn't move your decimal though. You have to move your decimal, right? 1 spot to the right. So watch. Here's what some of you did. Watch, here's what you did. Here's what some of you did. You took 812 with the decimal point here, and you said, oh, I need to move it once to the right. And you added a 0. But you didn't move the decimal, right? You have to move the decimal over to here and then add that 0, right? You had to move the decimal. So all of you that got 812.0, you just added a 0, but you didn't move that decimal. One more. Here we go. And then you, for tonight, can do the ones that you glued into your notebook. There's 3 samples. So here we go. How about we do 32 centimeters equals how many meters? Meters. Okay, I want Kurt, not necessary.
Wait.
Figure out which direction you're going and how many times.
Wait, can you say it again? I didn't hear it.
Well, it's right here. I won't be able to read your quiz to you, so you got this. Let me figure it out myself here. Okay. Nope, you didn't. Nope. Let me see. Shepherd, yes. I can't quite tell where your decimal point is. No.
Wait.
Where's your decimal point?
What Over here.
Nope.
Wait, Miss Van Zanten, it says 32 centimeters. What's the next centimeter?
Right here. DAM. What does that stand for? Decameter, right? Remember this one, DA?
I thought it was.
This is probably not right.
Probably mine's wrong.
I'm really confused on this one.
So, everybody watch because it's our last
I
one.
can't even read that. I don't even know what that says.
Wait.
Guys, okay, listen. Don't talk to your neighbor about it. Just listen for a second. M is for meters. Decameter. Decameter.
So,
It's right here. No. No. Okay, so watch me do this, guys.
no, wait, I'm in the middle of it.
I'm waiting for those of you that are talking in the back. Watch. You can put yours down. You can check your own. 32. Where is the decimal point in 32? It's right here. I'm going to move it which direction? I'm going from centimeters to decameters. So I'm going to move it to the left. We're going that way. How many times do I move it to the left? Once. Please sit down. Don't come up in the middle. Please sit down. We're going to move it over once, twice, 3 times to the left. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. I'm going to move it once, twice, 3 times to the left. That's all how simple it is. Once, twice, 3 times. Look at 1, 2, 3 times. It's going to go right here now. Right? We have to add that 0 in there. That's all you're doing.
I thought there were.
1, 2, 3 times to the left. So either you moved it the wrong direction or you moved it the wrong amount of times or both.
Aren't
Those
there
are the
2 zeros and then the decimal?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Aren't there 2 zeros and then another 0? Or a dot and then another 0? Like 2 zeros before the decimal? Or after?
No, there doesn't need to be anything else. You just took the decimal, moved it once, twice, 3 times. Done.
But,
Is there all of them?
but, the one, but what I put 2, there were 2 zeros.
There shouldn't be any zeros here. Why would we put zeros here?
No, like another 0 before the decimal. Like on the.
Nope. Because you went 1, 2, 3. You only moved it 3 times. Right? Deca to deca. 1, 2, 3. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3. How'd you get another 0? Do you know?
Well, you said it was right.
Oh, did I say it was right? Okay. No, I'm sorry. I must have seen it wrong.
Wait, the answer is,
So, really, it's just moving your finger.
in the blue is the answer, right?
Romy, I'm going to ask that you stay on all 4 chairs, just so I don't want you to flip backwards, okay? Thank you.
Answer is in blue, right?
Does that make sense? So just keep them on all 4.
Oh yeah, because you said chairs. So you said 4 chairs.
Oh, keep them on all 4 legs, okay?
4 chairs.
Wait, the answer is blue, right? No.
Do you want to say something? Okay. Yes.
The answer is in blue, right?
The answer is in blue. Yes, right here.
So I did get it right.
Okay. Any questions about this? Do you know what you might be doing wrong? Those of you that are getting it wrong. Romy, you're shaking your head no. What don't you understand? So all you do is you move this from this spot to this spot. You're saying from centimeters to decameters. 1, 2, 3 spots, move it over to the left. Move your decimal, 1, 2, 3 spots to the left. So what part are you having trouble with of that? You don't know? Okay. Yes.
No,
Shepherd, go ahead, sorry.
so I think I knew it. I know I got right or wrong.
Okay.
So I get because the 3 could go in the deca because it's 32 centimeters.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what goes in where. You just
Yeah,
use this box.
Because I moved 32 from the centimeters and to the decimeters and then to the base and then to the deca.
So all you do is take your finger and just go 1, 2, 3. Yep, you don't insert your 32 anywhere. You just say,
I know, but I did do that, and I got.
okay. So this should be 100% easy because it's just literally taking your finger and moving 1, 2, 3, and then taking your finger, moving the decimal 1, 2, 3, right? So we'll what's that?
I got it wrong.
Yeah, you got it wrong, but you don't know what you did wrong on that. It just must have been just a little mistake. Yeah, it's okay. Yes.
I think I'm getting wrong is I'm like moving it there, but I'm not moving the decimal.
Right. You do it on the chart, and then you do the exact same thing on your problem. Yes.
I think I'm getting it wrong because moving it that way.
Right. You have to move it the same direction. There's two things you need to remember. Move it the same direction. Move it the same amount of spots. If you're getting it wrong, you're either not moving it in the right direction or you're not moving it the right amount of spots. But this should be pretty easy. This should be like easy, get like an easy A on this quiz, right? Because it's not a whole lot of like math stuff. Yes.
On the left side, don't you move it right?
It doesn't matter left side, right side. All that matters is where you're going from to. If you're going from here to here, you're moving to the right. If you're going from here to here, you're moving to the left. Draw an arrow that says the here to here to here. You're moving it that way, right? From here to here, you're moving it that way. But you could also just move from here to here. That's moving it to the left. Just whatever your direction going, go that direction, right? Does that make sense? That's not hard, right? Wherever you're moving your finger, move your decimal. Same direction. Okay, if you want to get out of here, you're going to get this one correct. There's no reason why you shouldn't get this correct.
But this one that we're back to you.
What we're about to do, you should get correct, okay? No reason. $25 centimeters equals how many decameters?
Bless you.
You were ready. Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am, you can pack up to go. Yes, sir, you can pack up to go. Yes, ma'am. No, Kurt. Yes, Gigi. Yes. No, Lydia, you need to stay. Eli, you need to stay. Romy, you can go. Nope, those aren't the same numbers. Nope, that's not right. Juliet is correct. I don't see a decimal point. Yes, Joey. No. No.
What about for Eli?
Yes.
Is it this?
Well, yeah, you gotta try again though, 'cause you missed that one. Abby, yes. No.
I did try again.
Right, we gotta try a different one.
But that's
Okay,
this.
Kurt, you moved yours over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots. Why did you move it over 5 spots? Do you know? Because Kurt, it starts out right here, the decimal point, right? And then you move it 1, 2, 3. Yeah? No. You only moved it over 2 spots. It has to go over 3 spots. No. All right. If you didn't get it, come sit up here. We got to keep going until you get it right.
Okay, so for the last one,
Yes.
you add 1, 2, and 3.
No,
That's what
no,
I did.
no. You go right here. And you move it 1, 2, 3. You don't start here.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Oh, got it,
You
got
were
it.
saying, and you were saying.
Yes.